There's no love lost between Tesla CEO Elon Musk and the US Securities and Exchanges Commission. Elon has criticised the SEC plenty of times, making some pretty derogatory comments, some quite funny, about the US government agency charged with regulating the US stock market. He has raised concerns about how the SEC can appear to focus its attention on some companies and not others, and question the SEC's independence. And the SEC? Well, it's investigated Tesla and Musk multiple times for failing to follow official protocol when making material statements that could affect Tesla's share price. A few years ago, Musk got into trouble with the SEC over a now famous set of tweets suggesting that Tesla would go private at $420 per share with, quote, funding secured, end quote. The SEC took exception since Musk had never discussed a going private transaction with any potential funding source, had allegedly not followed the steps that would have been required for such a transaction to take place, such as getting shareholder support, and the statement caught many institutional investors off guard. It led to Musk being forced to step down as chairman of the board at Tesla, and Tesla agreeing to essentially vet Musk's tweets to make sure he didn't say things that were considered material statements by the SEC. Since then, Elon's Twitter account hasn't appeared to be vetted much, and various tweets by Musk have caught the SEC's attention, including one which seemed to contradict official Tesla guidance on Model 3 production volumes in 2019, and more recently, a tweet made on October 6th last year. In it, Musk published a Twitter poll to see if his followers thought he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock off. Following this tweet, Tesla's share price plunged 16% over the next 2 trading days, which caught the SEC's attention. It has subpoenaed Tesla for more information on the tweet and its impact on Tesla's share price. As for the history behind this all, well, this is one of those occasions where an argument with one group of people, specifically Democrat lawmakers, including Senators Warren and Whitehouse, among others, spilled over into other spaces. Some US lawmakers had wanted to propose a tax change in the US which would have led to a tax on unrealized gains on publicly traded assets, essentially taxing the wealthiest Americans on gains in value made by their stock portfolio, even if none of those shares were sold. It was spearheaded by Senator Warren and supported by many Democrats who claimed wealthy business owners, such as Elon Musk, were not paying their fair share of taxes. In opposition to the proposal, Musk engaged in a fairly long social media campaign against said lawmakers, a campaign that's still ongoing to some extent. His offer to sell off some of his stock was a supposed alternative to pay his way and prove he wasn't avoiding tax. Although Musk's tweet does appear to be in violation of the SEC's prior agreement with Tesla, it is also worth noting that selling off stock to pay a huge amount of taxes was an apparent attempt by Musk to address allegations that he didn't pay enough taxes and thus effectively left him in a no-win situation. That said, since Musk and Tesla previously agreed that his tweets would be vetted, these tweets have also led some to question how much of that vetting is actually occurring. So this is a story that we think will rumble on for a while. Tesla might have officially said that it doesn't expect to bring the Cybertruck to market until next year, pushing back production plans in order to focus instead on dramatically ramping up production volumes for Model 3 and Model Y. But that doesn't mean Tesla has stopped development of Cybertruck. Over the past few months, we've seen Tesla Cybertruck prototypes pop up at Tesla's Gigafactory in Austin, Texas, where a series of contractors appeared to get close-up looks. Elon Musk also gave controversial podcast host Joe Rogan a sneak peek of development progress, and Rogan was allowed to drive a Cybertruck prototype. Rogan posted photographs from Tesla Gigafactory in Austin, but there doesn't appear to be a video of him driving. Not that we've seen, anyway. Even though Rogan has reportedly had a drive, however, it doesn't mean that things are all finished when it comes to vehicle development. And this week, a new drone video online gives what we think is one of the best views of the most up-to-date prototype. Flying low over Tesla's Fremont factory, it shows a Tesla Cybertruck looking pretty similar in size to the original prototype we first saw at the reveal, alongside other vehicles at Tesla's facility. We see some black camouflage over parts of the rear of the vehicle, and unlike the first prototype, there are no apparent door handles. This ties in with a tweet from Elon Musk last July in which he said door handles were being dropped for the production truck since the, quote, car recognises you and opens door, end quote. The other thing we're noting from the video, and we're sorry we can't share it here because we don't have rights permission to, is that there are conventional door mirrors on the latest Cybertruck prototype. This suggests that Tesla has yet to convince NHTSA that rear-view cameras can be as safe as optical mirrors. We think they can be, and it could have a negative impact on the Cybertruck's range. That said, it's also worth noting that Elon has said at least once that Cybertruck mirrors are going to be easily removable by owners. If Tesla supplies Cybertruck with mirrors and then owners choose to remove them, then it's on the owners, not Tesla. Given there's increasing pressure on NHTSA, though, to make side-view cameras legal, we're really hoping that Tesla doesn't have to deliver trucks configured like that. Either way, it's good to see Tesla Cybertruck development continuing because while its design is divisive, it's going to help a massive number of people dump the pump and go all electric, while adding essential extra choice in the rapidly growing electric pickup marketplace. In order to continue producing vehicles throughout the continuing global microprocessor shortage, reporting by CNBC suggests that Tesla removed one of 2 electronic steering units from some Model 3 and Model Y models being produced at Gigafactory Shanghai. The allegations, made by 2 Tesla employees and reportedly backed up by documentary evidence, would mean that some cars being shipped by Tesla don't have the necessary hardware fitted at the factory to safely operate as a Level 3 autonomous vehicle. That's because, in order to do so, redundant control systems need to exist in the car, and that includes not 1, but 2 of everything, including the electronics steering control units. This doesn't affect the operation of the vehicle when being manually driven, nor when it's operating in autopilot, or indeed when it's operating in autopilot FSD beta, since all 3 conditions require the steering wheel to be held at all times. But it does mean that Tesla would essentially need to retrofit a second steering control system to customers' cars at a later date, whenever its Level 3, that's full hands-off, autonomous operation, was ready to be deployed. The gist of the reporting here is that Tesla made the decision in order to continue to produce and deliver vehicles to keep Wall Street happy, with the bulk of these vehicles being delivered in China, where FSD take-up has been pretty low. And this isn't the first time we've seen Teslas being delivered with missing components. Previously, Tesla had omitted USB sockets on delivered cars and then installed the missing components at service appointments once they became available. However, while it does mean that these cars would need a service visit in the future to enable hands-off autonomous operation, I'm going to postulate that the missing steering controller likely just slides into a slot in the vehicle and doesn't require a whole lot of complicated work to make it fit. Moreover, skipping technology during the chip shortage isn't unusual in the industry. In fact, the entire auto industry is doing it. So far, we've seen cars lose heated seats and ventilation, we've seen heated steering wheels get removed from specifications on some trim levels, and some companies, like GM, even removed their own semi-autonomous driver assistance systems for the very same reasons Tesla appears to have removed a steering control unit. So while it is worth reporting this news, it is also extremely disingenuous to suggest this is just a Tesla problem, because it isn't. To finish, here are a couple of quick stories worthy of note. First, over the weekend, a video surfaced of a Tesla operating in full self-driving beta, turning a corner and hitting a traffic pole. But while there is some sensationalist reporting on it, I feel that the only useful thing we could add here is the reminder that FSD beta is beta software, and that Tesla officially asks FSD beta testers to keep their hands on the wheel and be ready to take over at all times. In the case of this particular collision, the driver was letting the wheel pass through their hands, which I guess technically means they weren't actually holding the wheel. But again, Everything we've heard from beta testers is that you need to be 100% cognizant of the system and its limitations at every single turn. And the majority of limitations appear to occur exactly where we humans are also limited as drivers. Those busy, complex roads in a large city. I and the rest of the team have our own opinions on how FSD beta and other semi-autonomous driver assistance systems should and shouldn't be used, but that's not for this video. Lastly, let's bring you the news that President Biden, after more than a year of not acknowledging Tesla's impact on the auto market, made a speech on Tuesday in which he not only acknowledged Tesla's existence, but referred to it as, quote, our nation's largest electric vehicle manufacturer. Given Elon Musk has called the president a, quote, damp sock puppet in human form, end quote, I don't think that this particular rift is completely over, but it is good to see progress, and last week, the Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo stated that she would be willing to consult with Tesla and Elon Musk on addressing the ongoing automotive industry semiconductor shortages. We know that neither Musk nor the president will change their respective opinions on auto worker unions, but let's hope that this latest news sparks at least a willingness to respectfully disagree while simultaneously working together to electrify the US and the rest of the world. We can dream, right? That's it for the Roundup. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.